Chodź.
What's up guys? So first of all, Happy New Year. Before I get into what the video is really about, I wanted to give a little bit of a live update, what's been going on lately, as I've kind of been gone from YouTube. As you may know, I graduated university this summer, and my last part of my studies was my exchange semester in Toronto. And after I was finished with that, I traveled around Canada and the US for a little bit. But once I got back to the Netherlands, that's when real life really started. I was looking for jobs. A couple of weeks after I'd come home from traveling, I found this really great job, and that's essentially kind of what I've been doing. But that also means that my time has been kind of limited, and I found it a bit more difficult to invest time in other things that I love doing, like YouTube or anything with creative outlet. But I'm hoping in this year I can start that up a little bit more again. Hopefully I'm gonna try and upload once every 2 weeks. And then the last thing, this one is a bit related to this video. With DMG Apparel, my sister and I's brand, is that the right way to say it? We're raising funds for dog shelters here in the Netherlands. So if you're able to donate, essentially what we'll be doing with the money is we're contacting shelters right now and asking them for their needs. So whether they're in need of food, toys, snacks, whatever. And hopefully we can help some dogs out this year. But if you're able to help, you can donate. I'll put the links in the description and in the comment section. If you're unable to donate but would still love to help out, share this video, share the links, raise awareness, because there's about 10,000 dogs that get brought to the shelter every year in the Netherlands alone. And although quite a bit of these dogs get adopted, luckily, there's still quite a few dogs out there that are stuck in these shelters. So let's get to what the video is actually about. So this is a story of how I adopted a husky of 10 months old. So this, come here, come here, come here. Your creepy toy, come here. This, as you can see, is Dunya. She is a in a very playful mood right now. She's a very sweet dog, and currently she's 1 year and 2 months old, and she's been with me for about 4 months, which it's been interesting. It has been a bit of a challenge, because owning a husky is very different from any other breed that I've had experience with. But it's been a really great journey as well. They're really great animals for adventures and going on walks with. So how I got to adopting her was, I knew I wanted to adopt a dog, and as I'm living back with my parents right now after finishing my studies, I first had to convince them to allow me to get a dog, because we also have another dog who's 12 years old. So the one condition that they really gave me if I wanted to get a dog was that she should be able to get along with Bo, our senior dog. So I started looking at shelters, and I knew I specifically was looking for a husky type of breed. Because I'd always really liked these breeds, and I'd done some research on what they were like, how much time they need, how much exercise they need, and I just really enjoy their personalities because they're so funny. They're such loyal dogs, and they're quite stubborn, so I felt that would really fit with me. But yeah, so I found this dog in a shelter, and we went there, we drove for about an hour, we took Bo with us, and we introduced the 2 dogs together. And this dog he was super sweet. We tried to pet him and everything, but once he came out and saw Bo, he immediately grabbed Bo. And he seemed a bit territorial, a bit aggressive, and at first we were like, okay, they may get over this, it may still be alright, and we really wanted to give this dog a good home. But after some consideration, and especially with Bo, we didn't really feel like it might be a good decision for Bo. So that's when we decided that we'd look further for another dog. And that's how I found Dunya. And again, I drove for about an hour to visit her along with Bo. It was very different from the other dog in terms of Dunya she was super excited. The moment that she walked through the door, I was like, oh my god, this dog is adorable. But she was very calm towards Bo. She wanted to play with Bo, but she was really just more like waiting. So that's when I called my dad, telling him that essentially I was allowed to bring her home. I didn't really expect this at first because I thought I was just gonna look at her and meet her, but they told me that I could bring her home immediately. At this point she was staying with a family and they told me that I was allowed to bring her home immediately, which I got really excited about, but I wasn't sure if my parents were okay with it right away. So I called my dad asking like, hey, I can bring her home, is that okay? I sent some videos on WhatsApp and some pictures of her, and he was like, well, why not? So that's when I drove an hour back with this one. Now the first thing that I noticed, that at first I was kind of like, I wasn't completely, because I was so distracted with everything else that I hadn't really thought about it, is that she was quite malnourished. She was really thin. She was under 15 kilograms when I got her, and right now she's over 18 kilograms already. It has been a bit of a challenge in the beginning because it's a very different breed from what I'm used to. They're very stubborn. They like to chew on literally everything. If you look at her toys, none of her toys are still alive. They're all dead, but she still loves to play with them. And it's funny to see how at first my parents were a bit hesitant towards getting a new dog, and how much they actually really adore her at the moment. Like my dad. You good, Bo? Like my dad actually one night took her out of the bench, which she voluntarily likes to sleep in. He took her out of the bench and literally put her next to him on the couch because he felt lonely. What I love most about her is how playful she is. She loves to play with footballs, which I got super excited about. And she's not afraid of water. I took her to this river, lake-ish kind of area, and she was super excited to get into the water and to play with the water, which I got really excited about too, because Bo is actually quite afraid of water. And it's super interesting to see how much she's changed from the moment that I got her until now. She's definitely gained weight, but on top of that, she wasn't very snuggly when we first got her. Sit. Wait. And she'd run away immediately when she got the chance. But right now I can walk her off leash and she's completely fine. Sometimes gets a bit distracted by other dogs or any other type of creature. So this is kind of the story of how I adopted this sweet little doggo. And I'm really happy that I made the decision to adopt a dog, because there's so many dogs that need a good home, and I'm happy that I have been able to provide one of them with hopefully a good home. Essentially what I want to say is that if you're thinking about getting a husky as well, really make sure that you know what type of dog you're getting into your house, because these lovely animals really deserve all the attention that they need. And I find it very sad to see how many dogs, how many huskies especially, go back into shelters or are in need of a new home. So if you're planning on getting a husky, I would just say make sure you have enough time on your hands to exercise them properly. They're very stubborn, they're not very easy animals. They listen whenever they want to listen. So make sure you have the patience to teach them, you have the patience to have a dog like that around you. On top of that, they shed like crazy. It's specifically around I think 2 times a year that it's quite heavily. But apart from that, they still I can just pull this strip. I just pulled this out of my husky. So make sure you can deal with that. And yeah, apart from that, they're such lovely animals if you know how to handle them. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more videos, please subscribe to my channel. There's a bunch of more videos coming from this summer, so yeah, get excited for that.